Hey, it's Luther, and welcome to this training. Thanks for purchasing the Effortless Consulting Formula. In this video, I'm going to cover the workflow and the various steps you need to do to set the system up and start making money. Now, this shouldn't take more than an hour of setup, and after that, you can spend as much time as necessary to send out emails to the various clients and leads that we find. So in this video, the first thing we're going to do is set up PayPal. We're going to get some buttons and some buy links together. Then we're going to set up a get response campaign so we can collect leads. Next, we'll set up our landing pages, and that means adding our links, adding our buy links, or our opt-in form, and then also adding our videos. We have a couple of video sales letters for you to use, and we'll talk about how to set those up and get those hosted. Next, we'll perform the search. So I'll walk you through on Google. We'll do a quick search and find some leads to email. Then we'll prepare and send out our outreach emails. And lastly, we'll talk about how to manage the business as far as billings and payments and invoicing and outsourcing and whatnot. Okay, first step, let's get PayPal going. So we create our new buttons. We'll set that to a subscription. We'll fill in the details such as the subscription name and the price. And then we'll record our email buy link. And this is going to be a direct link to that purchase. So let's go ahead and do that now. So you log into PayPal, select Tools up at the top menu, and then go to PayPal Buttons. And you can watch this video, it gives you a little walkthrough here, but I'm going to show you how to do it. Just click Create a Button, and then Create New Button. And then up here at the top, choose Buy Now. Create an item name with, let's call it, so now it looks like, it's got some kind of intelligence went into naming the product. So we'll set our price, we said was $4.97. And actually, we need a subscription, don't we? So let's go ahead and fix that. We can make them collect usernames and passwords, but not everyone has a PayPal account, so we don't have to force that. Billing cycle amount, $4.97 is the price that we're going with. You can, of course, change this price to what your market will hold. Sometimes your market can hold more. So you can feel free to change that as you will and test it and see if you can get more. The billing cycle is 1 month, and it should never stop. If you want, you can offer a trial, just add that. Maybe it's just another incentive, but you don't really have to. Again, if you want to test, feel free to test. You may discover that offering a trial actually gives you a higher stick rate. Set it to a secure ID and hit Create Button. Now here's the embed code for the button, but we don't really want to use that. We could have gone back and changed the way this button works, but I just find it easier is that we grab the email link and copy it by pressing Control-C. So now we have that link on our clipboard. Next, what we'll do is we'll open up a text document. We'll call it notes.txt, and then we'll paste our code in there just so that we have it. So buy button email link. Don't forget to save it, and then we'll minimize that for now. Now we are ready to take the next step. Going to create a get response campaign. Now, if you don't have get response already, highly recommend it. Although you can use any email autoresponder to keep and create a list. Of course, that autoresponder has to have some form input. You can use other form technology if you have access to it. For this training, we'll just cover how to set up get response. Just to walk you through the steps real quick, we'll set up our new campaign. We'll create a new blank form, and we'll create the fields for name, email, and telephone number. And then lastly, we'll record that form JavaScript in our notes. So we go over to get response. We log in if we already have an account. If you don't have an account and you want to use get response, what you actually have to do is go to Google and type in get response, and you'll see a get my free trial now. That will give you a 30-day free trial, and there'll be more than enough time for you to create some clients, some revenue, and purchase an account and other tools that you need. Now, once we create an account, we want to create a new campaign. So you click down the current campaign list and choose Create Campaign. Let's call this campaign, we'll call it, let's say Yelp Promo, and let's give it a date, so 12/14. And what you could do is add a underscore in the front, and that'll usually add it to the top of any list. It makes it a little easier for us. So very good, the campaign was created. And then we'll go up here in the top, and this where it says Web Forms, making sure that your campaign, your new campaign is selected. Choose Web Forms, Create New. Now I like to use the transparent form, so we'll go ahead and choose that one. It's just a lot cleaner. We don't need a headline. We don't need any of this other stuff. So let's kill the header, the footer, privacy, and powered by. We don't need any of that stuff. Let's change the button name to submit. So we select edit, submit. Now we need another field. So let's add phone. So now we'll have name, email, and telephone. Hit save web form. And I'm good. And I like the way it's looking, so we'll click next step. It's always good to name things so we know them. So Yelp, December promo 2014. Or let's do A, since it's the first form that we're making for this campaign. And let's select stay on current page. Then we hit save or next step. And here's our code. So we'll go ahead and grab this JavaScript code, highlight it, press Control C to put it to your clipboard, open up your notepad, and let's record that here too. So just so we don't get confused, this is our opt-in form. Now one thing you must do if you're using this method is click this little gear, choose the campaign settings, and that will bring you to this screen. Click the campaign settings and that will bring you to this screen, and then turn on notifications and have them go to your email address. This way, when someone submits, you get the lead right to your email box. So now you're all set up with PayPal and GetResponse. We can go on to setting up our landing page. So to do that, we have to decide where we're going to host our videos. We can host them on YouTube, or we can use another third-party host like Wistia. Now, I use Wistia for all my commercial videos. I highly recommend that you use it for any of your commercial endeavors. But in this demonstration, we're going to be using YouTube. The next step is to edit the HTML, and that's where we're going to add our video embed code, add either our buttons or our web form to collect leads, because one thing I actually neglected to mention here was that we do have to make a choice in terms of what we want to get out of this landing page. Do we want to collect just the lead and sell them personally over the telephone or in person? Or do we want to do the recommended way and just deal with the people that have already paid us? So this is a great way to do that. So you can either collect the lead, and you can collect the lead on the back, but once they buy, you've collected that lead. So you could use an exit pop, let's say, and the form to collect any exit leads, and then just go back and send them emails to try and get them to watch the video. But in this example, we're going to do the buy button. So we're going to do the straight sale, and I've got 3 videos in the package for you to use. And we'll go ahead and we'll use the with price video sales letter and the buy button drop down. We'll also set our button timing, because the button drops at a particular point in the video. It's usually the first time we mention the price or the call to action. And then if you have any support, privacy, and terms of service links, you have to add those at the base of the landing page as well. Then I'll show you how to upload everything via FTP, and we'll be off to the races with our landing page, and we could get to work finding clients. So next task, go to YouTube. Then we're going to go inside of the product package, and we're going to grab that video sales letter that we made for you. And we'll just drop it right here, and let's rename it. Now while that's processing, let's go through and have some settings. In the front, I've created it as unlisted. Since we are just going to use it commercially, let's just keep it to ourselves. Of course, you can make it public if you want, but the video is not going to have any call to action unless you add some links or annotations to it to drive them somewhere. But since this is the project that we're doing, let's not share it publicly. Turn off comments, turn off ratings, and then I'll just not notify any subscribers. And then we'll click, I think actually it saves, yeah, it does. And then it saves automatically. Once it's done, select done, and we should be good to go. This video should be almost ready to go.
Did you know?
Yep. We go to the embed tab, and then here's our video. And actually, before you do that, go to show more. We could do a video size change here, and that'll give us the link right in there with the proper sizing. We turn off controls, and we turn off the title and player actions. This way we get a nice clean video. And then we copy our embed code, Control C, go to our notes, and record this as well. So we'll call this VSL with price, since that's the nature of the video we're using. Make sure we save that. And now we'll go into and edit the landing page. Now inside of the download package, you'll have the landing page file or folder. And then you'll have images, your index, which is your actual web page, and then your style sheet. So if you want to get creative and change some of the fonts and whatnot, that's where you would do it in the style sheet. And the index here is what we'll edit. And then our images, of course, are add to cart, buy now, and other images that we want to include. So what we'll do is we'll open up index.html in the editor of your choosing. I happen to be fond of Notepad++, so that's what we're going to use. If you see right here is our video embed, right? So what we'll do is we'll go back over to our notes. We'll grab our embed code that we recorded here, and we will replace that line as such. Next, we want to do our buy link. So we'll go back over here to our note, grab our buy link, and install it right here. And we're all set there. When the person clicks on the buy now button, it'll take them right to the checkout page. Now your buy now button image is this right here. It's the image and the source. So right now this links to the image folder, and that's where the buy now.png file lives. So if you had a custom image you wanted to use, a custom buy button, you would put the image inside of that folder and then call it right here. And next, if you have a website that's got some more sales stuff on it, then you want to link it here. And then of course you have your support link, your terms of service, and your privacy policy, other things that you would have from your website, you would link down here as well. Now lastly, we have to set the timing of the buy button drop. Now all you have to do is set the time to where the buy button drops to this variable here and not change anything else. So you're just changing this time here, just the minute and the seconds for the drop down. So what we've done is scroll through the video until you find the first call to action where it asks them to buy. And that's where we're going to put our buy button drop. And in this particular video, that happens, the first call to action is at 3 minutes and 8 seconds. So we'll go back to our index.html. We'll change it to 3 minutes and 8 seconds. And then we'll hit save. Okay, so that did load. Now we refresh it, and one thing you'll notice is that the video does not autoplay. And that's a big deal when it comes to video and sales videos such as these. What we want to do is get our video to autoplay, and now many people might not know this, but you can make that happen with a little hack. So let's try it out, see if we can get this video to autoplay. So what you do is add a tag to the end of the embed code, and it's actually semicolon, the ampersand, autoplay equals 1, and then save it, go back, hit refresh, and now she autoplays.
20, 50, maybe.
And what we'll do is we'll wait for that button to drop. Okay, now 3 minutes in, the button drops. And once they click on the button, they're taken right to PayPal's checkout. And they sign up for the subscription, and you just got yourself a client. And of course, you're going to get a payment notification from PayPal. Now that starts the process of servicing the client. And before we could do that, we have to make sure we upload everything we just tested and stick it up on our website. Now what I like to do is create, from my own websites, let's say lutherlandry.com or successfuluther.com/Yelp. For this particular demo, I have it set up on a demo domain. We want to make sure that we upload the images folder, the index that we just edited, and the style sheet. So, we'll grab those. And we're going to have some duplicates in here, and that's okay. Let's just say yes to all. And then we'll go to the web, just make sure that's all live. Okay, and sure enough, it's all uploaded to my demo site, and it's working just fine. So now we're ready to send traffic to this video and start collecting payments. Now, of course, if we wanted to collect leads instead of payments, we can use the email submission version of the VSL that I included in the package, and instead of installing a buy button, we would install our JavaScript for our opt-in form that we created in GetResponse. So what we do is replace the code for the button with the opt-in form code. So we go back to our notepad, we'll grab our script from the opt-in form, and we'll get it in there, and then we'll click save. And for demo purposes, let's just go ahead and change this to just a few seconds so that we can see that it pops up. find our script. And the easiest way is just to put center tags around the script. And that's all the HTML editing you'll ever have to do for this offer. We'll refresh it.
Did you know?
And let's just see. Yep, sure enough, there it is. Now you can get creative if you want. You can put an arrow underneath the video pointing to the form. You can have experiment with different forms if you'd like. But once they type in their name, their email, their telephone, they hit submit, you'll have the lead sent to you. Okay, now that we have our landing pages set up and we have them hosted online, let's find some clients. We go to Google, we put in our search string, and we'll find a whole bunch of listings of businesses who are just not claiming their profiles, and that makes them the perfect target for what we're about to send them. Now, I included email templates for a variety of niches. And one thing we have here is it looks like a lawyer, it looks like we have a dental, and I have a specific email for a dentist's office. And loading this up right here, we see that his page is not claimed. So I found another particular business. This one's not claimed, although what you'll find is some specific information can be found. Now don't let this fool you. This could be deceiving. Not all this information is accurate. It's usually pulled in from other sources, scraped, and placed on the page by Yelp's listing engine. Now there's also a negative review here, and there's no one countering that. There's no business hours, and there's no photos, no information selling the business, helping them get customers. Now this would be an ideal client. So we would send an email to them and basically pitch them on coming to that video landing page, watching the video, and either contacting us or buying our product outright. Now another trick you can do is add a zip code, and that'll give you a specific area. See if there's businesses in that specific area, and I'm getting about 50,000 results. So there may be, most of these will be some kind of potential client. I found a brewery, and I'm wondering if I can actually find a number or a website. And it looks like I do find a website. And yes, I am over 21. And let's see if there's a contact or an email address that we can hit up. So there is an email address on their site. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's info@highlandbrewing.com. So we'll copy that email address, and then we'll start working on sending outreach emails. Now, it's better to collect a whole bunch of leads than it is to do this piecemeal, such as find a website, find an email address, send them an email, and then go back to searching. It's easier to collect a whole bunch of emails and database on, let's say, anywhere between 20 to 50 to 100 leads, and then work that list down. And then every time you do work that list down, record it in a spreadsheet, keep track of it, and revisit each lead if they don't buy from you. Inside of the product package, I've put together some email templates. This particular client does not fall into any of the other categories, so we have a generic email that you can use. And what we'll do is we'll add our video link here, or we'll add it as a hypertext link to the words, click here to watch the video. So before you send out an email, you got to make sure you add the online location for our landing page. So you can put it there, or we can change it to a hyperlink. So we format our message, and then let's make this into a link, and we're good to go. We fill in our email there, and we hit send. So now that's all sent. We just repeat that process as many times as we possibly can. You should spend a few hours a day doing both prospecting and mailing clients. So one thing else you want to do, something else you want to do is follow up with business owners. I'll usually wait a week to 2 weeks, and if they haven't clicked on a link, if they haven't submitted their information, and if they haven't purchased, I will send them a quick follow-up and say, hey, I sent you an email a few days ago or last week. Have you had a chance to review it? If not, here's a link for a video that you really need to watch right now. It's a numbers game. The more emails and follow-ups you send out, the better you will do. Lastly, I showed you in the Get Response setup, you want to set your notifications to on so you get an email every time somebody subscribes. This way you'll get the lead information. Next, we manage our business. So on payments, you want to make sure that you have completed payments before you do any work for the client. Some clients will want invoices, and your PayPal merchant account or your PayPal Pro account will allow you to create these invoices on the fly for them. It's part of the services that we discussed in the training manual. You're going to be setting up Google Alerts and preparing reports with notes on them. To set up a Google Alert, just type Google Alerts in the search box. Go to Google Alerts, and create an alert about that particular business. What we generally do is use the name of the business in the alert, but you can get creative and add different things about that business. So if it's a restaurant, let's say it's a pizza place, it's Joe's Pizza, bad pizza, in quotes. Or whatever other creative things you can think about that people might write about negatively. Or heck, even positively. Because that will give the business owner a better understanding of their online reputation. So I just use my name here. We can set it to how often, generally once a week or as it happens will be good. Because if you're doing a monthly service for them, you set up this as it happens, and when you get the email and alert hit, you just forward it to the customer. And in the eyes of the business owner, you're doing your job. This is what he pays you for, to watch these things. Choose automatic, just so you get everything, although you can get a little bit more specific. Your language, your region, and of course you can do all results or just the best one, and that a little ambiguous. Best might be the most relevant term, and then where to deliver that to. And once you have this set, just hit create alert and you're all set. Every time Google finds something related to this query, it'll pop you an email. Now if you look on this report, if you look here, there's one bad review here and it's unaddressed. So what we do is we would print this page, and we can print to a PDF. Once that page is printed, we can use something like Adobe Acrobat Pro to leave a little note. Now you can use other things to mark up this. You can point out other things on the page, like in this case, this one's not claimed yet. So say, hey, you haven't claimed this yet, and there's no business hours here. You could just add notes on the page, and that'll show the business owner what they're missing. And then you would just email this along. Now you could send this as part of your first email, or as part of the monthly service and noted reports. Now you already have them as a client and they're already paying you. So what you want to do is upsell more services, get them to pay you more. So that can include blogging or email marketing or creating coupon programs and upgrading their website. Well, now you already have them as a client, so you can upsell them different services, get them to pay you more. This includes blogging, or doing email marketing for them, or creating social coupons. And of course, if they have an old website, doing website upgrades. Now, one of the great things about this particular business is that you can outsource just about all of it. You can search Fiverr for gigs for doing Yelp pages, look for social media content, hire from Elance or Freelancer, or even the Warrior Forum for people to do your sales, to fix up the pages, to do prospecting for you. And all you have to do is sit back, run this business for an hour, maybe less a day, and collect the money. This really could be quite effortless for you. And that completes the training, folks. If you need any help, suggestions, or ideas, just give us a ring over at whitewavesupport.com, and myself and my staff will answer your questions. So good luck. Go out there and get them. Do some prospecting. Send that video to anyone who needs to claim their Yelp page. Thanks, folks, and we'll talk to you real soon.